Hi, 8th grade. This is lesson 4 of module 13. This is your last lesson. That's pretty cool. There's no spark your learning or build understanding, so we'll just start with the step it out. So this lesson is apply volume, and it says I can use the formulas for volumes of cones, cylinders, and spheres to solve real-world problems. So let's look at number 1. A youth sports club is holding its yearly tri-county tournament. The club is selling fruit cups in 2 different sizes. Fill in the missing information in the table after completing parts A and B. So go ahead and pause here and work on this on your own, and then we'll come back and work on it together. All right, so let's look at A. Find the volume of the large fruit cup to the nearest hundredth. Use the given diameter to find the radius. Use 3.14 for pi. So they give you the radius here is 3. So let's fill this out. So it says the radius equals the diameter over 2 or divided by 2, and that's 3 divided by 2 equals 1.5. So you have pi times the radius squared, 1.5 squared, times the height, which is 7. And so if we have, they say use 3.14 for pi. And then we have 1.5 squared is 2.25, I believe. And then times 7. And then when we multiply all that together, we get 49 and 46 hundredths. B, find the volume of the regular fruit cup to the nearest hundredth. Substitute in the given values and simplify. Use 3.14 for pi. So we're going to use pi times the radius. And again, they give you the diameter. So 2.8, the radius is 1.4. And then the height is 6. So they want us to use 3.14 for pi times 1.4 squared, which equals 1.96 times 6. And when you multiply that all together, you get 36.93. So the turn and talk says, which is the better buy and why? You can do that. And then let's fill in the table. So the regular, the volume is 36.96. The large, the radius was 1.5. And the volume was 49.46. So that's this one. So let's look at the next question. So number 2 says, a paper cone cup has a height of 3.6 inches and a volume of 2.028 pi cubic inches. What is the radius of the cone? So we're going to fill in the blanks. Go ahead and do A through D on your own, and then we'll look at it together. So again, they ask, what is the radius of the cone? They give you the height, and they give you the volume. And so we're looking for R. So the volume is 2.028, and the height is 3.6. So then we have 2.028. And if we multiply the 1/3 times the 3/6, we get 1.2 times pi times the radius squared. Then if we divide both sides by 1.2, so we have 2.028 divided by 1.2, and that's going to leave us 1.2 pi. That's going to leave us just with this r squared over on that side of the equal sign. And if we divide that, we get 1.69 equals r squared. So if we take the square root of 1.69, we get 1.3 equals r. So the radius of the cone is 1.3 inches. So B, if you know the radius is 1.3, then you just double that and you know that the diameter is 2.6 inches. C, estimate the volume of the cup in cubic inches. Use 3.14 for pi and round to 4 decimal places. So what they're asking you to do here is they give you the volume in terms of pi, so they just want you to multiply 2.028 times 3.14, and that will give you the answer of 6.3679 which is a lot of decimal places. And then it says D, 1 fluid ounce of water has a volume of 1.8 cubic inches. About how many fluid ounces will a cup hold? Round your answer to the nearest tenth. So in this case, they want you to take that cubic inches number, 6.3679, and you're going to divide by 1.8 cubic inches per fluid ounce. And that's going to give you approximately 3.5 fluid ounces. So let's look at the next question. So let's look at number 3. I'm going to let you complete this one on your own, but I'll kind of get you started by looking at what's important information. So they say Holly has an empty cylindrical container. She places 4 tennis balls, each with a diameter of 2.6 inches inside. So that is super important. Each of these tennis balls has a diameter of 2.6. Inside the container, what is the approximate volume of air remaining inside the container? They want you to use 3.14 for pi. They also show you the height of the container is 10.5 inches, 10.5, and the radius of the container is 1.5. So if we know that these have a diameter of 2.6 inches, you have to figure out what's the radius, and they give you the formulas here for the volume of the cylinder, and then again for the volume of the spheres. And so then what you'll have to do is subtract. Once you get this answer and this answer, you'll subtract to find the difference between how much is taken up by the 4 tennis balls and the difference in the volume that's taken up by those tennis balls versus the volume in the whole container of the cylinder. So work on that on your own. I'm positive that you can do that without me filling in the blanks for you. So this is your last lesson of the last module. Congratulations, you made it to the end. Keep up the good work, and I hope you continue to do well in your math classes in the future.